Right, so welcome back. Today we're going to be trying the bale blaster video. So any of you regular viewers who watched, you'll know that last year I invented something called the bale blaster, which is like a massive air tank on the back, and then you flick a switch in the cab and it just cleans it all down. So I want to be using that today and trying different jets and all sorts of bits and bobs. A lot of people have been saying, you started harvest. This is actually last year's harvest. This is wheat from, I think this has come from over Norfolk way. And basically the price of wheat has absolutely slumped down to like a real low level. And I don't know why, but it's only going to go up, I think, you know, with the looking at the harvest around the country and that, some people not having a very good time. So I think that the wheat price is only going to go up. So another farmer who needs it for feed, for like chickens and stuff, 1,000 tonne in here so far, putting it in here, and then if it does rocket through the roof, it's going to save a massive amount of money. So that's why the wheat is in here. So on to the barley harvest. We've been doing our winter barley. Been looking quite good actually. I was thinking it was all going to be shriveled up. I was thinking it was all going to be horrible. There was going to be not a lot of straw, but yeah, it's been actually quite fair and average. So we're quite pleased with that really. Both fields have been quite good. So now it's all back in the shed. We're going to get it tested, run it over the weighbridge, and then we can work our yields out because our little old combines haven't got any yield monitoring or anything, so we have to run it over the weighbridge to work it out. Yes, got it in the shed, so we'll get it tested now, and hopefully it'll make the malting grade to make some booze for everybody, so that's quite good. Next on, we're on to the straw, so we've ram baled all the winter barley. Always like to get the ram baling done first to get it done and out the way. Then I can blow the ram baler down and put it back in the shed, just get it all sorted, and then onto the Bailey trailer. I'm very pleased with that. I'm very pleased that I've got the steering axle and the hydraulic cheese wedge at the back, because it sort of turns it into a flat trailer, and we've been able to get more bales on there. So yeah, that was a real good decision to make that move, getting that option. So these ram bales are actually for ourselves, for the cattle throughout the winter. Got a few cows under this shed under here, and just keeps them happy and keeps them bedded down well throughout the winter months. So our winter barley variety is called Craft, and then our neighbours is called a new variety called Buccaneer. And they've both done quite well, but it's really weird the way that where it's done well and then like half a mile down the road in another field you think it's going to do well as well, and it just, you know, it's probably half the yield, but we're pretty sure that we've done sort of bit over 4 tonne an acre in the yield, so we're quite pleased with that. But it's just can't understand it, whether it's because we ploughed some fields or cultivated some, but the ploughed fields seem to have held out better than what the cultivated fields done, sort of been direct drilled in. Right, so that's it for the starter harvest. So we're on to this now. I actually won the Farmers Weekly Award Invention competition category. They thought it was quite good, but whether it works or not, I do not know. So that's what we're going to find out today. So in some of the last videos when I was building it, I had an onboard fire extinguisher system. I've taken that off at the moment, just capped it off around the corner because I want it as simple as possible to use today. I want to be testing the jets, whether they want to be in different positions. So I've got one that goes under the axle and then one that goes to the side. But I think the one around the side is going to want moving slightly, and I'll show you why. So here's my first jet. All this has been made possible really with the CNC plasma cutter, because it cut all that out and did all this, and it's been an absolute fantastic bit of kit. It's even here, we even made all the in-cab controls for it as well, so we've got different switches and a charge button as well to tell us when to, you know, we can set it off, but that's going to go in the cab. But anyway, I think this needs moving to here, pointing that way, because at the moment a lot of the air is just going out this hole. Whereas if it's here and blows it all that way, it blows it all out the hole. So it's probably not really very effective there, but we are going to try it just to make sure it works. And also when these doors are closed, it's going to like pressurize this whole bit in here. So I think it needs bolting on probably to these bolts up here instead, pointing that way. So it just cleans all the straw, gone. The idea behind this, why I wanted to do it in the first place, if you've ever used a square baler, some of you may not have done, you have to get under the axle when it drops a string. So to get under there, the axle's always covered in like, you know, bits of barley, and it gets really itchy, and then you itch all day long, and it's horrible. And sometimes I used to take like a little leaf blower me, so before I'd get under there, I'd have to blow the axle off, so all the stuff sort of let all the dust die down. And I thought, why don't I just flick a switch in the cab so it just completely dumps that whole entire air tank in the space of less than a second, cleans it all down for me, then I can get under there, tie it off. But it's actually, you know, there's actually a lot more benefits to it than that, because obviously when I get all these jets set up and that, I'm thinking about a bigger tank as well, maybe twin tanks, but I think a bigger tank would be better, but this is fine for the time being, just for testing it. When we've got a really big tank on it and I get to the end of a field and, you know, sometimes you have to get out and blow it down so you're not transferring weed seeds between fields with like contamination, just going to sit in the cab and just flick a load of switches and poof, clean the whole lot down in one. Second jet for the axle, we've got like this Y piece here that I've made. So it goes like that. It's going to sit just here, and that's going to basically go under there where the axle is. The other jet that I want to make, probably not going to do that today. I've had this thought in my head that, I don't know, I sort of call it a curtain rail jet. So it's like a big long square box section that goes around that side and sits at the top with like a big slit all the way down it. So when you pressurise it, instead of it coming out as like a fan, it comes down as like a curtain of air. So it stays at the very top there, and then it just like, all the air just goes. Whether that'll work, I do not know. Before I fill the air tank, just want to regulate it down so it doesn't take all the air out the air tanks in the tractor. That's full. We want it about there like that, or else we'll get alarms going off in the tractor saying the air pressure's too low, but we just want to trickle feed it. Right, so our first test under there, we'll get back and we'll fire it off. Obviously we're using the tractor's compressor at the moment to charge this, but ideally I suppose you'd want like a little hydraulic one on the side there, like the knotter blowers or something like that. The knotter blowers are good for cleaning the knotters, but they don't really have enough power for doing what this thing does. This has got a lot more power. So that's why I made it really. But right, let's go and have a go with it. Round bale is down the bottom of the field just there, and load all stacking at the moment. But I want to have a go with this. So firstly, what we're going to do, we need to fill the chamber up. Right. Miserable. Oh look, first knot and lower knotter, great. Always the same, won't miss one all year, and then it misses one on the first time. Alright, just take this out. Wonder why it's missed a knot on the first one. Always the same. Come on. There it is. It's just got itself wrapped around the billercook. Come on. Come on. So we can either operate it from the back here or in the cab. But can you see the axle? It gets covered in straw. So when you crawl under there, it doesn't do it a lot of good. So let's set it off. And that's what it's done this side, look. But if we look the other side, it's still there. And I've just realised that obviously one jet does one side and this jet does the other side, but this is in the way. So this is why I need to test where to put the jets. So I'm gonna have to put it down here somewhere, pointing up, so that none of this is obstructing it. Didn't really think of that, did I? Right, off we go again. All good, air pressures are all good. We're rolling. Going quite well actually. It probably takes, if I go up and down, that's how long it sort of takes to charge it back to normal where it was. So I mean, if you really wanted to run it fast, you'd have it on like a little compressor, but it's working quite well. The jet on the back, I'm not quite happy with it. It's not quite in the right place, like I just said, and I think I need like a longer jet on the back, because like one bit where it's aimed at, it's hitting it really well and it's working. But the other side, if you look at it, it's angled a bit too high, so it's not actually hitting the bit I want to target. So I think it's just about placing the jets where we want them. We've got more than enough power. We just need to sort of design a few different jets and a few different things, you know, but it's all a work in progress. You know, I built this ages ago, but this is the first time I'm able to use it. This is the first time I sort of be able to use this machine, because it's a bit of a seasonal machine to use. So that's that done now with the round baler. And we're just going to have a look at this. Can't really get a video very well of it working because I haven't got a GoPro camera to stick in here, but I have been setting it off and it has kept it relatively clean. If you look where the jet isn't, it's got a load of straw. That's why I was on about that big long jet. But we'll just set this off and just see what it does quick. So I wonder if it works better just by doing it intermittent bangs, but it's completely, you know, instead of just letting it all. So that's what I'm thinking. Is it better just to do it so it intermittently, so we're not draining the whole tank at once by just blowing it? We're just quick couple of like seconds of just like bang, and then we're not having to charge the tank and it's keeping it charged more. So I hope you've enjoyed that video. Just getting the last few round bales in the shed. And yeah, I've learned quite a bit off that today. So we know that the bottom jet, I'm going to change it for something else, or even like just put it to the axle and put a 90-degree bend so it goes straight across the axle. Just before we go, I want to show you a quick video I've just done. The round baler's come back, and it's probably only done a few hours work, but without that jet, you know, this just shows you how dirty they can get and what a massive fire risk they are.